All right, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch an obscure one tonight. It's called Black Neon from Australia. Let's check it out.
I started working the nightclub scene when I was 19 years old. Jack and I were the best of friends and saw each other through it all. We laughed a lot, cried some, and crammed a lot of living into those 10 years. They were some of the best years of my life.
All right, our movie starts out with a stabbing. It's a flashback. And it's a nightmare. It's a flashback for him, too. The guy who stabbed him was a guy named Pharaoh. So he goes to a psychiatrist to talk about it.
Now I keep reliving it. There's also these weird images of the guy who did it. Do you know him? I grew up with him. Kaminsky. He's not on the street as Pharaoh.
So our hero, the guy Tom there on the right, who was just seeing the shrink, this is his buddy Jack.
Nothing changes, really.
Tom is a bouncer, and he's looking to get out of the bouncer business. Jack's a former bouncer himself. They're buds.
Celeste will be looking forward to seeing you again. How is she?
It's time to tell his boss he wants out of the bouncer game.
What's the matter? I'm going to finish up this weekend.
What are you talking about? This place, I can't do it anymore. What do you mean? You're going to break up the team? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying, Tom?
We get some bouncer action in the bathroom. And his buddy Jack comes to help too. Years of bouncer experience on display here. Alright, we're going to get our first look at Pharaoh. Pharaoh has just got out of prison after 3 years after stabbing Tom in that incident we saw flashbacked. Tom's still having nightmares. Dude is just having major Pharaoh issues.
We ran a credit check.
Here's Pharaoh out of prison.
He hasn't got a popped up piece in. He's scared, Pharaoh. He knows you're out. You did a good job, how do you want to handle it? He owes me 25 grand. How do you think?
Pharaoh and his thugs.
Who gives a shit? Fuck you. How fuck you? Relax. Sean said you wanted to talk to me.
Don't you be so fucking sure of yourself.
How do you know I'm gonna grab blow your head off? Do it. Go ahead. Do it.
Do it! Stop! That's all I have, checkers! Do it! Fuck! Isn't that what you want? Hey? Stand up!
Jack,
This movie is so dark.
what does she want? What does she want? You see this? No, I already talked.
Are you seeing this? I'm not.
Why not?
The movie actually provides us a love scene too.
Tom, we're in bed after speaking 3 words to each other. It's gonna be a slut, right? As soon as it was all over, I wanted to get out. Why do I do it?
See, we did some soul searching this morning.
More nightmares for Tommy.
I'm going fucking nuts.
Tom? You alright?
Did we do something wrong?
Tom and Jack watching old home movies, I guess.
I don't know. Is it ever going to be like that again? God, I hope so.
I'm not sure if this is a flashback or a dream or what, but Jack's liking what he sees.
Storage area.
Shrink again.
And when it's had enough, the defense mechanism cuts in. Why should I remember something unpleasant? But after a while, the storage area overflows. It all comes flooding back.
Pharaoh roughing up a thug.
What?
You think you can purchase on credit? It doesn't work that way.
Fucking prick!
Can't purchase on credit. So they beat the crap out of this guy, and although we don't see him finish him off, I believe they beat him to death. The film builds to the inevitable showdown between Pharaoh and Tom.
Have a drink in this club. You've got to be kidding. I can't believe this guy.
So Tom does not let Pharaoh into the club. The fight continues for a minute or so of screen time. I don't know exactly how it ended. Did Pharaoh die? I don't know. Tom seems to be relatively no worse for wear the next day. And our film basically ends with him soul searching and playing the piano. And eventually he's just gonna literally ride off into the sunset. All right, what in the hell is Black Neon? Well, why do I have this movie? Well, I just recently acquired it. The reason I'm even aware of this movie is because I belong to some Facebook groups, some movie groups, and there was always this guy who every 6 months or so would make a post. Does anybody have the movie Black Neon? I'm looking for Black Neon. It was apparently an Australian movie. May have been released on videotape, never on DVD. Been looking for a copy forever, this guy was. So just out of curiosity, I would periodically try to find it myself. I was only interested in it basically because I knew it was rare. That was it. It's a rare, unseen, forgotten movie, and if I get my whole hands on it, I thought that'd be kind of cool. So I would check it periodically, and all of a sudden, a couple of weeks ago, I noticed it had been uploaded to YouTube. So search around YouTube if you're looking to find the movie. It's there now. And then I found an article about it. Somebody did a review. I think it was on IMDb, actually. They linked... or they mentioned the YouTube channel or that had this now, and they said, thank you, YouTube, somebody uploaded it. And they called it a lost Australian film. The copy I have here came from the YouTube. I burned it or ripped it from there, and that was uploaded. It was originally from some TV channel in Australia. In fact, the ending credits, they mentioned some other movies are going to be playing that week, as well as stay tuned for Late Night with David Letterman coming up next. So not sure when that was recorded. Letterman's been off the air since maybe 2015 or so, so it was at least sometime before that. This is probably shown, that broadcast, sometime in the mid-90s is my guess. The movie came from 1991. But anyway, I guess there's a few people in this world who are happy to have Black Neon, and I am too. So burned it, made some homemade box art. Very little box art or anything available for this movie online, but there was that scene, so there you go. Anyway, the movie itself is about this bouncer named Tom who wants to get out of the bouncer business. He's got his friend Jack, who is an ex-bouncer himself. He keeps having these plagued by these nightmares from this guy named Pharaoh, who was, I guess, a childhood friend of his at one point, when they were children. And they had a stabbing incident where Pharaoh stabbed him, and he's been in prison for 3 years, and he just got out. And now he keeps having nightmares about that stabbing, how he got stabbed and everything. So he goes and sees a shrink. He's got a wife or a girlfriend, I'm not sure, is encouraging him. Pharaoh gets out and he wants revenge. Pharaoh is like this pimp drug dealer type guy, and he beats up people. He's got his thugs to beat him up, actually, kills people, whatever. He wants to get some revenge on Tom also. Eventually they have a confrontation. Pharaoh tries to get into the club where Tom is working. Tom he wants to get out of the business. He's already told his boss he's going to finish the week and then he's done. He's not going to be a bouncer anymore. But Pharaoh shows up. They refuse to let him in. And then a big fight ensues between Pharaoh and Tom and Jack, his friend Jack, and some of Pharaoh's thugs. And a big fight occurs. We don't really see what the outcome of that fight was. It was just a brutal fight, but we don't know if somebody was killed or anything like that. We do see Tom at the end, and he's fine. He's beat up, but he's fine. And then we just kind of have a musical interlude for like the last 4 minutes where we see Tom we see a couple of flashback scenes. We see him hanging out with Jack. We see him with his wife or girlfriend. We see him playing the piano. I don't know. And then the last scene is him literally on his motorcycle driving off into the sunset, riding off. And that's Black Neon for you. It says in the box here, the intensity of Roadhouse. I thought Roadhouse was a piece of shit, but I like this better than Roadhouse, put it that way. Although Roadhouse is so bad, it's kind of entertaining. But anyway, it's a cheaply made film. There's nothing overly special about this movie, but it is apparently very, very, very rare. So I'm happy to have it in that respect. Silly Jack had a super mullet going on. A couple of nude scenes, actually, that were in this movie as well. So even though it was broadcast on television there, I guess Australian TV doesn't have any problem with boobs. America could learn a lesson from our buddies down under. So anyway, check it out. If you can find this, actually you can find it. Like I said, it's on YouTube, at least as of this moment. You can stream it there, watch it, and enjoy it just like I did tonight. So check it out, leave some comments. You know what you think about Black Neon. Watch it. Bye. I'll leave it, tell you what, I'll leave a link. If there's no link to buying this on Amazon, I'll leave a link to the YouTube video for you. So click down below. Watch it. Bye.